live. So that's
Okay, we are set to go. Hello there. I'm Dr. Brenda, sociologist, financial coach, founder of Gutsy Women Finances Community, coming at you live. Come on, where are you, baby? Janine, take it away.
well, I'm looking for it too. And I've already taken it away. Where are we going live at? We're going live.
Okay, now we're in. Okay, I'm going to share to my group.
So yeah, if you've got any F words, and come on, don't always think of the F word as that word that we're probably not going to say today. But if you have an F words that come up, either if you're watching live or if you're in the replay, chuck them in the comments. And both Dr. Brenda and I will give our thoughts and inspiration, as long as anyone else who wants to play that game, about what that word is. And we can take this fun game beyond the walls of this Facebook Live.
Facebook. Oh, F Facebook.
Okay, now you take it away while I try and find you to share it to my group.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll tell you what. My big word of the week, of the month, maybe of the year, maybe of my life is, ready?
No, I'm not ready. Okay.
Are you ready? It's flexibility. It's not what you thought. It's flexibility. So I've been, I submitted 2 applications to do TEDx talks. And I've been like going through my head of what do I want to do? And yeah, I'm a financial coach, but it's not really about the money. It's about your lifestyle. It's about what you do with the money. It's about how to create this happiness, this joy that bubbles over. So I submitted, my title is The Flexibility Revolution, How We Think About Time Has Changed. Flexibility. But that's why, you know, I posted, I'm out in New Mexico now. So there's this Atlas Obscura, it's called, and it has all these goofy things in the US. I don't know if there's one in Canada. All these goofy things, roadside stuff you can find. And there's this 10-foot tall Roadrunner statue. And it's on I-10 overlooking, Las Cruces, New Mexico. And beautiful, beautiful statue. And when you look at it, you realize it's all recycled materials. Like the underbelly are all old tennis shoes. And so I am getting back to the F word. The flexibility is that, I can work, I'm often on the computer at 6 in the morning. By 9 o'clock, I've got 3 full hours. Temperature warms up. I can go out and play. I can check out the Roadrunner. Fun and flexibility. But that's the way I believe a lot of us are moving now with remote work and with valuing our time. The way we think about time has changed, especially since the pandemic. I really believe that. And it's the demand for flexibility of being able to fit work into my life, not having to fit my life into work. So flexibility is my big word of the day. How about you?
I like it. Very good. I love that. And I'd like to see a picture of that big Roadrunner as well.
It's on Facebook. I posted it there, and check out the shoes. The underbelly of shoes is so cool. Amazing. The way he picked just the right colors of stuff. It's beautiful.
So the fortitude that some artists have with the flexibility of the different products and waste streams is really becoming apparent to me. First of all, I'm Janine McJanet, for those who don't know me, because I didn't introduce myself while you disappeared into the black nether.
Oh, no.
That's okay. I am this close to becoming a rapid transformational therapist, which is going to be amazing, hypnotherapist, and I'm a health and coach specializing. So I've still got to work on this, specializing in women's empowerment and play. And so the letter F, I like the flexibility. I think it's fantastic, actually, because without that flexibility, we're stuck in complacency. We have to go beyond the walls of what we're comfortable with and hit that sort of risk area and just allow ourselves to be it. My word, my number one word that I came up as I was thinking about it on this day, after I put on my fuzzy, furry white shirt, after I did that on this Friday, I actually thought about Friday, and I thought, Friday is typically the day when most corporate people, just like TGIF, thank goodness it's here. And then they start another life. Almost as the clock is coming, it's like, I'm going to start another life. And what is common with the majority of these corporate people on a Friday is that, and I'm speaking from my own experience and those that I know, is that their minds, their souls, their bodies are fried. And that's why it's Friday. Did you ever know that? I just put that together this morning.
That's pretty clever. And I just remember, at the workplace, I tried to take like every other Friday off to give myself a little bit of reprieve and work longer hours. But also by the time it's Friday, you're fried, and your head is already thinking about, how little time of the weekend you got left. You think, oh, Friday night, I'm going to go out and, drinking was often part of it, hanging out with work buddies. Oh, it's time to have a drink. That was part of it. And, neither of us drink anymore. So alcohol. But it was also like, okay, Saturday, I got to get up. I got to mow the grass. I got to do this. I got to do this. And then I'm going to go do something fun. And then by the time Sunday comes along, I got to do my laundry. I got to do this. And you're already prepping for the next week. And it's like our fun time.
Yeah.
Is just, fun times are just so small when you look about all the time that we have. I mean, really, everything that we do is about time.
Yeah.
We all got 24 hours in a day. What do we do with it? So, for me, Fridays are also Finance Friday. Every week I update all my finances, whether it's a good picture, an ugly picture. I need to stay on top of it. But yeah.
That's good. And that's a good
Friday.
Hey?
Fried by Friday.
But it's interesting too, because in that weekend often, and same here, it was like Friday after work, go grab something quick to eat, bottle of wine, be with friends, have some fun, and, be all awesome and everything. But then as the weekend goes, Saturday has also got that freedom around. It's like, I don't necessarily have any obligations, and freedom is a big word to all of us.
Oh God, yeah.
But then Sunday would wake up and there would be a fear that sets in for myself and others, a fear that, oh my gosh, our time is limited. We've only got this one more day and we have to be good tonight because tomorrow is Monday and we have to go back to the mill. So there's that fear of, and there's a disease that we had out in the community called Mondayitis. And oh my God, you can't do it. And so lots of things came up. So along with that fear, the fun is the freedom, and then the fear. It's almost as if they just merge into the weekend, and then you start again, and it becomes this monotonous, fantastical idea that this is all that we have to life.
I would love to unpack that more. So the whole idea of freedom. So I'm all about financial freedom, and it's about having enough money to do what you want to do. But the other part of it is our brains, our minds. We get so used to, these are our expectations. You live in our North American culture or society. You get your degree, you get your family, you get your house, you get your car, you got your career going. It's part of the expectation, so that I don't think we have freedom of thought anymore. I don't think we have freedom of mind. We get so used to doing what is simply expected that we've got the blinders on. And I was guilty as well. Despite being so worn out at the office, I still kept coming back day after day. I would be there today if I hadn't lost that job, if I hadn't, gotten my ass fired off of there.
Fired.
It's just like, it fired, and fired was a good thing for me. And it was just, but once that happened, it's like, okay, the blinders are off. I don't have to go back to this type of life anymore, partly because I built up the financial resources.
Yeah, which is awesome.
That's Dolly, by the way. So the freedom.
Hang on a second. You built up your financial stuff so you could get fired and you'd be good with it. But there's a lot, and it's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. But there's a lot of us that can't do that, or believe that we can't do that because we don't have enough, or because we are not enough, or because we can't think outside and how we can make it actually happen in a realistic way. So that freedom that you just said, freedom of thought, is super important, because we have freedom in physical, we have freedom in mental and social. Freedom of our mind is really what ultimately will free us from these expectations and obligations that keep us locked in this little cage of
Oh,
complacency.
yeah.
Wherever it
Yeah.
is.
I mean, we're raised in a certain way. You know, we might have raised with certain religious beliefs, raised with certain, you know, I'm working class all the way. I understand that I still have a working class mindset, even though I've got, you know, professional credentials. And but you have to be aware of how each of those things might limit us.
Yeah.
And that's maybe where we're afraid to do that, because, you know, let's face it, when you decide to go against what your family wants or what society perceives as right, you're going to be labeled, you're a misfit, you know, you're a flake, you know, it's like, you're going to lose some friends because, you know, you no longer buy into all that stuff. I mean, even, you know, we could go right back into alcohol consumption.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when you stop drinking, if you're hanging out with a bunch of people who that's a big part of the world, you're going to lose some friends. But the thing is, they're probably not your real friends anyway.
So
You know, a
that's,
real friend would support you in being healthy.
yeah. And that's what addiction is. I mean, there's addiction of alcohol, there's addiction of substance, there's addiction, there's behavioral addiction and whatnot. And what I think you just touched on was the fear of judgment, right? And how can we face that fear of judgment? Because we think and we label ourselves. So we're telling ourselves this story that this is only or just who we are, and this is our capability. And so it's actually facing the fear, walking with that fear, and just trying to do other things. And that's a word I don't like to use, really trying. It's making a really good effort to do. It's taking action, right? So
Yeah.
it's either sitting in the fear or crossing the path, you know, taking that leap of faith to do something different, to create new friendships or relationships, because we feel, and that's a big one too. Oh, there's so many F words. Frick. I didn't say it. We feel stuck in the mind. And so when we start looking at our feelings, and this is just what I do, right? What kind of feelings are there? Why are you having those feelings? And what story are you creating from past experiences that lead you to believe that's all you can do? Limiting beliefs, right?
You know, it's interesting because, like, well, Dolly, make up your mind. It's so fear. I mean, so I'm like, I'm about to switch gears and work on becoming a public speaker. Okay, so there's a whole
Wait, you are a public speaker.
well,
Dan.
I mean, I'd like to, yeah, I
You
mean,
are.
that becomes part of my business too. And I've got a lot to learn about it. And there's always that fear of, what if I really suck at it? But deep down inside, I know I don't. I've got the speech rattling around in my head, and I know that with some coaching, with some, you know, practice and experience, I'm going to be really damn good at this. But I find that we have folks who are afraid of failure. So that's kind of me. I don't like to fail at things. And we have people who are afraid of success.
Yeah.
That's my kid. I
Yeah.
have you know, my kid is 25 years old, and I would say that he is, and we've talked about this, it's like he's afraid to succeed.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that? Isn't that do you agree? Like, we've got folks who are afraid of failure, but then there's another contingent who are actually afraid of success.
So when our mind gives us mixed messages, which that is, because often when you're afraid of fear, there's also a corresponding fear of success somewhere in there. So when our mind tells us two different things, it's a conflict, right? It's kind of like a rule.
No. These are two different people.
I know, but I'm just like, it happens in individuals as well. So I'm not just saying like you have both or he has both. But yeah, the fear of success and the fear of failure have a similar root cause, in that they feel that they're not enough. This is just my interpretation. The fear of failure, I don't want to do it. It's a perfectionist. There's a perfectionist streak in there. I don't want to put myself out there in case, what if this happens? So there's this, I have to be perfect. It's kind of the perfectionist, and the fear of success is very similar, because I don't want to put myself out there, because what if this thing happens? Of course, they're different. They're different reasons, but very similar. The fear is that you're just like, you're not enough to do what you think you can do, and you stay stuck in the muck. So
I don't know if I agree with that.
that's okay. That's what this is about.
No, because when I think of, and maybe fear is not the right word. Part of it is like, I'm very competitive. I always have been. And there are other people who are like, oh, if we're going to get graded, then I'm not going to do it, So part of this moving into a new area for me is challenging myself to see how fucking good I can be.
Whoa, she dropped the F word. Woo! Yeah.
And so I kind of feed on it. It's all about self-growth, and it's about getting better. And that excites me. For some people, maybe it scares them.
Yeah.
But it drives me.
Yeah.
And it's, life would be easier if I did not have high expectations of myself, or I could just settle for this. But my mind is constantly going to the next thing and working to achieve something. But go ahead.
I know you're just explaining yourself as having a growth mindset, always wanting to take new risks, new challenges and whatnot. And that's common. And that's common with like a fear of failure. The other side is the fixed mindset. I can't. So they keep themselves locked in this thing. So that's the two components, and growth and creativity and personal development, professional development. There is a fear. And what you just mentioned too, you've got a dash or a sprinkle of comparisonitis. So, what if I don't meet the expectations that are deep down inside of me, like this person or this person? So when we stop labeling and stop comparing ourselves to others and just look at, and I mentioned awesome a lot, but I think that a new word for today might be flawsome, because we're all filled with flaws, absolutely every single one of us. And how can we use our flawsomeness to actually move on into not a fixed mindset, but a growth mindset, to keep growing and having that confidence, right? Having that confidence to step out and be who we are, regardless of anything else in our family or our friends, and just like have some fun being instead of trying to focus on other people.
Yeah, it's interesting because you talk about facing the fear of judgment, and here I am talking about it being on stage, which is everybody's judging you. Everybody's judging you. So you really, it's like, okay, are you at a place where you can put yourself out there? I am.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah, because you know what you want. You've got that clarity and you've been working on it for so long. This is who you are. And nobody's going to tell you that you can't be you. And there's people that are afraid, that have the fixed mindset. Like my young daughter too, and like your son, it's like, well, what if somebody says something or does something or hurts me or bullies me? They won't say that out loud, but there's a fear inside of them that they're just not good enough. And our fear, or your fear right now, as I see, is a fear that you're so good. So there's a little bit of a fear of success, because you're brilliant. You're fantastic. You are focused and you come out fresh every single time that I see and speak to you, because you're witty, you've got that freedom of mind. And so do I think, I'm not flaunting it too much. I'm celebrating us, but that's what it is, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's, and it's interesting because success at one level, like I've had to redefine how I mean success on the business front. Financially, it's not where I want it to be. It's like, does that mean that everything I've been doing is a failure? And it's not. So, that's where we also get trapped in our own definition of what it means to succeed or fail. It's like black and white. And it is a very diverse, huge, embracing concept. You can be successful on one piece and considered a failure on another. And it's like, maybe we ought to just drop those words out of the vocabulary altogether.
Or we can have fun with it when we realize that they're starting to pull us away, and we can actually start, and this is what I do a lot with my clients, is define what it means to you instead of taking this generic definition and trying to fit into it. Define what success means to you and define what failure means to you. And when you get the clarity around that, like what your own definition is, that's brilliant. And what I do every week, I do the soul refresher. The first thing I do, I pick a word, and then I go in and I look at I Google the word for the definition. And you can actually create incredible definitions that suit you, that are aligned with your strengths and your values, all of that kind of thing. So define what success means to you, and then maybe you won't be afraid of it. Or define what failure means to you, and you won't be afraid of it.
That's good. So what what does success mean to you, Janine with Janet?
Oh, put me on the spot right now. Fantastic. Success to me right now in this moment, because it can change in an hour or so, depending where I am on my journey. But success means being able to, wake up and smile and move, and be happy in the moment, and have that joy kind of bubbling through your blood. It means having a family that you want to be with, that you can connect with. And that family, there's another F word, is really important, because really we're the root, we're the branch, we're the whole tree, we're the family tree. And how can we allow, I'm growing into this family tree sort of concept. And what success means to me is just being the best that I can be, is being better than I was perhaps yesterday or last week, and being able to be that beacon and that kind of role model for the next generation and for my clients, just to be able to shine and to be me and to tell the crap like it is and tell the good stuff like it is. I mean, I'm still working. It's a Friday after all, but finding forgiveness in ourselves so that we can move on really helps me to define what success is to me. It's just to be who I am and be okay with it.
Wow. See, look how that rolled off.
Jeez, hey?
You didn't have to think about that for a second.
Well, I did, but I didn't. You just got to trust yourself, right?
It just flowed. It flowed.
It flowed. It was, yeah. When you're focused on and you're clear on some things, and that's where you find the freedom. What does success mean to you?
It's actually incredibly simple.
Mm-hmm.
I went out for a walk last night. I took a picture of the sunset. I'm in the desert. The desert sky is filled with colors. And that's the flow. It's looking at the Roadrunner. It's taking time off. It is integrating my joy into my daily life. Right when we're done with this, I'm putting on my hiking clothes, and I'm gonna hike a slot canyon. You know what a slot? Are you a slot canyon? Yeah, you're really like in there. I can't wait. And that's really success means to live my life so effing honestly and joyful that, yeah, I do become a role model. Other people want my life because I'm walking through a slot canyon with a silly grin on my face. Yeah. I'm in the desert, and sometimes I change the music I listen to the surroundings. So I have Pandora, and I have a station called Native American Flute.
Oh, cool.
And so the sun is going down, and I haven't turned the TV on. I don't watch. I mean, the TV is just a waste of time for me. So the sun is going down. I'm listening to this music. I'm surrounded by mountains. I've got the cats. I am being. I am simply being. That is what success is. Mindful and taking in these moments. And I used this when we talked about dandelion moments. I have become that concept of having these moments that are just, we want to bottle them up and keep them. I'm finding dandelion moments every day now. The sunset, that's a dandelion moment. Just this feeling of peace. So, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't expect to go there, but that's it. That's it, honey. That's it.
When you focus and you understand what's getting in your way, like, and it made it consciously what's getting in your way, So whether it is fear of success or failure or whatever it is, and you just give it some time, you pause and give it some time and think about really what's going on and really what's important and really what do I want to do. We can get to a place where we, like both of us, what's really success to us is being in the moment, is human beings, and not the chaos and everything that comes on with trying to get everything done and be like that person and rah, rah, rah. It's living in the moments every day. It's not something that is yet to come. It is something that we have now.
But it's also the opportunity, understanding that we create the moments.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I've created this lifestyle. It was scary as all hell. To like, I'm doing what? I'm selling my house. I'm going to move into an RV. I'm going to drive one. I never drove one, you know, so there's that fear factor.
Yeah.
But when you come out at the other end and you've conquered those fears and you just simply live in a way that you only, I mean, I still pinch myself.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't believe this is my life. I catch myself now. I just started up back on the road since March 1st, and this is where I belong. I just can't believe the life that I have now. And it's, yeah.
Fortuitous.
Fortuitous.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, it's about conquering your fear. I really do believe when you conquer your fear.
But can you really conquer the fear, or do you just have to, it's like the onion, and just new fears keep coming up and coming up that are related? That's what I really like to dive in is we can put a Band-Aid solution on or conquer our fear and do things, take action. But it really comes down to, again, the feelings inside and those beliefs.
It's a ratio. It's a ratio. So like I told people when I first started, it was like, you know, 85% terror and 15% excitement. And now it's 85% excitement and 15% terror. You know, you don't know what's going to go on. It's the uncertainty. And all of life is uncertain. Every single day is uncertain. We have to embrace the uncertainty. So fear is a ratio, you know, and when it's at 85, 90, 95, 100%, you know, like, oh my God, I mean, when I take those steps to overcome that, is it going to be worth? Yeah. Is the other side going to be worth it? And sometimes we don't know. What if I jumped into this life and hated it? Yeah. But I had to take that chance. No looking back, no regrets.
No regrets, no remorse, no regrets. There's a song, something like that online right now. But I wanted to pick up on what you just said there. And I'm wondering if I would be able to share this little image that I've got. I wonder if you could allow me access to share it.
I probably can. Let's see. Should I? Here we go.
Okay, let me just share it, because what you're talking about is something, and this is one of my highly top secretive things that I've created.
Well, how can it be top secret if you're sharing it now?
I know. Well, that's just
you reveal. This is the big reveal. We get a sneak reveal.
Yeah, this is like the work that I do. Which path? It's your choice. What is fear? Let me just grow that up a little.
Wow, you just had that pulled up.
Well,
it's fortuitous.
It is. See, so we have a choice. There's the path, there's the adventure, there's a trail that we lead down. And when fear comes knocking on our door, we have a choice. And often what comes up is the reaction and the nervous reaction. But we have a choice. And if we step into our mind and just say, no, this isn't nervous, this is excited, because they are the same, they have the same exact physiological responses if you're nervous or if you're excited. The only difference is the words that you're using, the story that you're telling in your mind. So if you take the excited path, that can lead to curiosity and playfulness and fun and creativity and ultimately joy, because you're adventurous and you're in that open mindset, that growth mindset. And if you take the nervous path, it can become worry, it can become anxiety, resentment, anger, misery. And that's where you end up, in the closed or the fixed mindset. So that's it. Which path? It's your choice. And that's a really good thing that can help, especially with speaking. This helped me a lot, because I was terrified of getting up on the stage at one stage. And I went, this is it. This is the secret. Am I excited? Am I nervous? Tell yourself a different story. Tell yourself a better lie. and you're going to go places. You can fantasize your whole and live a fantastic life. And it's just in the mind and your stories.
Yeah. And there's, I mean, you're getting ready to go on stage. There's always going to be a little level of anxiety that you have to turn into excitement.
Yeah.
And that's just normal. And then there are going to be times when it just bombs. The audience isn't your audience. Call it, but it's just a learning opportunity. You just get better and better and better, and you have to. That's what I think sets people apart, is that something has happened where they've just they bombed. Something didn't, like with money, oh, I just suck at this. I just can't do this. I've got this huge debt. I can't get out of it. And they just stop themselves and tell themselves that they can't fix it, that they can't move forward. And we all bomb at something at one point or another, but some of us pick ourselves up, rectify whatever was going on, move forward, and turn that into a learning opportunity, while others become bitter and just get focused on what went wrong.
They take the wrong path.
There's the fixed and the growth mindset again.
Okay, so coming to the bottom of the hour now, let's give a sentence each on like a high level sentence on the F word, and then we can close out in preparation for what's ever next, the G word. Ooh, that's going to be a good one.
Well, F is for fun. I think if we focused on fun, we would, we'd live a different life. We'd open up the pathways of freedom. Fun.
Yes. And for me, finding freedom it's the ultimate in allowing yourself to have that life of joy, to whether or not you're fried or not, and to be able to fantasize and dream and focus on what you want. So turning that fear into fun and challenging yourself, giving yourself an opportunity to understand, this isn't a problem, but this is an opportunity. And what can I do to allow myself to grow rather than stay fixed?
How'd you do with that one sentence?
It was a long sentence. There was lots of commas in my head. As I'm forging my path forward on this Friday, that's what I want to do. There's going to be fears that we face all the time. We're going to take these jumps of faith, these leaps of faith. But yeah, thank you.
Okay, so what are you doing on your business front? What would you like to tell folks about?
I'm doing what I'm doing. I've just created a new program on inner child healing, and I'm integrating my integrative, I'm integrating my coaching and my hypnotherapy. I'm going to be writing my exam in the next couple of weeks here. So I'm going to be that rapid transformational therapist, which is really exciting. Months of learning and deep diving in. So I have created a program, and it's, the inner child program, and it's integrating them both, and it's fantastic.
Excellent. Well, it's $1 Million March in Gutsy Women Finances community. So that's kind of fun, helping women project and create a pathway so they're making their first $1 million. And I'm also working on the Dream Life Retreat in San Diego, April 22nd. And I just decided I was going to give a scholarship away. So I'm going to start getting that in the works. If you're in the San Diego area and you're interested in a scholarship, hey, connect with me, and I'll make sure that you get that information when it becomes available. Dream Life Retreat, San Diego, 20 women, fantastic time. Going to a camel dairy the day before, fun.
Fly into the freedom, flying into the freedom.
All right. Well, hey, thank you guys for being here. And this is F week, and next week is G week. So
have fun with your family. Forget about the fear. Focus on fantastic and be flossom. It's another sentence.
Great. Now you need to give me the host back.
Oh, I can stop it too. I will do that. Yeah, I'll stop it, everyone. Have a fantastic day. Over and out from Janine and from Dr. Brenda.